with 7 minutes 25 left on the clock for the fourth quarter, we've decided to wrap up the game early and say that Collingwood are going to be victors of this game at the Gabba tonight, going 5-1. Brisbane could end up being fifth after tonight's result, with Dyl, Flannas, Mack and myself here. Boys, what have we made of this game? Just Brisbane not rocking up at all for any of it.
I mean, they were bad all night. We were sort of hoping they'd do their halftime stuff that they do.
Yeah.
But they didn't, so...
Fire up, would you? Fuck me, boys.
Well, fuck, Dyl, I'd like to hear your side of the story and not talk about the fucking NEFL lines.
We're a bit, if you can tell by the tone of our voice, we're a bit tired because we've just had to sit through about 2 hours of NEFL talk.
Yeah, well, look, to be completely honest, the game hasn't been lighting itself on fire, but I think it was a good start to the game. I think we knew that the Lions were slow starters, and we thought that this might happen, but I think we thought the second half was going to be a bit more than it was, Flannas.
I think if you're a Pies fan, you've absolutely loved it.
You're impressed.
They've played some blistering footy from start to finish, and just been, it was a hot contested game that first half, as you said, and the composure of the Pies has shone throughout. DAICOS brothers been on fire from start to finish. Sidebottom and Pendlebury have showed their class all night. The tackling pressure from the Pies and just their willingness at the contest has been really impressive. Brisbane have tried to control the game with uncontested marks, haven't done it as well as they probably would have liked. They'd probably be disappointed that they haven't gone as hard at the ball as they probably have in previous weeks. Maybe they're a bit tired after a hot game against the Bulldogs over in Norwood, but and an extra day's break for Collingwood. But yeah, Pies have been super impressive.
All right, let's answer this question. Obviously Collingwood have got an older list, and we spoke about this a little bit on the stream, but we want a definitive answer now, okay? So say you can take Pendlebury or Sidebottom into next year. Only one of them can get a contract. Who are you taking?
I'm taking Pendles just because of who he is and what he brings.
And you want him to break the game's record?
Nah, but what he brings on an off-field.
Okay, you reckon Sidebottom doesn't?
I don't know. I don't spend a lot of time in the Collingwood rooms, but...
Sidebottom won in the game against the Bulldogs, and he, arguably won in the game last week against Sydney. Pendles has been brilliant as well, but he's played sparingly. He's been sub. He's 37. I'll probably go with Sidey at the moment, but I'd want to see Pendles break the game's record. So
yeah, Sidebottom's probably better right now. But
yeah, so you got to give me an answer on this, by the way.
Pendles.
Sidey.
Yeah.
Will?
I'm going with still Sidebottom. I think Pendles, yes, he's been great for all his career, but Sidebottom at this moment is still, I think, technically a little bit younger and providing a little bit more to the team that another teammate couldn't already provide.
Look, I think that the age stuff now isn't as relevant as it was 5 years ago, and we showed that players can play on to age. Like Dane Zorko's 36, he hasn't played well tonight, but people were talking about All-Australian form. And it's not about that at all, but I just don't want to see players drop off too much. You've seen what happened with maybe Fife and stuff, and it always stands out to me with Matt Lloyd. People always said, he could have gone on more, and he left on such a high playing really good footy, so I'd go Sidebottom as well. Anyway, what else? Let's go 3, 2, 1 for votes.
Probably...
It's going to be hard to go past
Nicky?
The young Nick DAICOS.
Yeah, let's go 3 for him. I think it's there.
Goal on 34.
Yeah.
Very fair to say. I think if I'm correct as well, Josh DAICOS has been up there as well.
So how old's Nick and Josh?
Nick's 23,
and
22.
And Josh 26. So they're going to be good for a long time, the boys at Collingwood.
I'll probably have Steele for the two. He's been unreal with the as we said, Brisbane just haven't been as composed as Collingwood, and Steele's been a big part of that calmness.
Oh, geez, he shit in there.
Through traffic.
Get it back, Ed.
When the game's been hot, Steele's been unreal. So he's probably 2 for me.
Sorry, just looking at the last 4 minutes of the game here at the moment, while it's washing up, and there's a couple of good things happening, but I think we do go that. DAICOS 3, Sidebottom 2. You could almost go Josh DAICOS.
Yeah.
1. I had Josh DAICOS as my 2 votes, to be honest.
You too? Okay.
Yeah. I think he had 20. He's currently got 25 and a goal. He's been playing his playing his role in the side beautifully.
Flannas, you've been talking about Darcy Moore tonight. Don't look at this. But how many possessions do you think Darcy Moore's had?
15.
15. How many possessions Darcy Moore had? Don't look at the possessions. You saw it, so don't
I'm
look.
not going to say.
20.
4.
Oh.
He's had 4 disposals.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Darcy Cameron. That's my
Okay, yeah,
apologies.
different guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
4.
See,
But
I'm not going to
everyone-
call out fantasy, but I feel like he's been all right tonight.
No, that's what I mean. Like
But he's had 16
has
fantasy
been.
points.
1%.
He's had more. I feel like he's had more impact than.
He has. He's done some great
4
spoils
touches.
and coming forward. But Ed Allen, who's just came on, has already had more possessions than him.
I
Yeah.
guess we've seen a few 1%ers from him that don't go down as disposals. But
Anyway, we move on from Collingwood. They've got. Have we got any possession in their next 3 games there, Flan? Can we look at who they're playing for the next 3?
I'll quickly get
You
that
get it
up.
up while we move on to Brisbane.
Well, Collingwood have got the Anzac Day game.
Yeah,
next.
huge.
I think that'll be a tough one no matter what because Essendon will be.
I feel like
fit and firing.
they win that convincingly though. The Anzac Day.
Or do you reckon?
Can-
Nah,
Convincingly.
not on Anzac Day.
I feel like
I feel like they're going to beat them by 100. It could be a blowout.
No.
the one last year where Essendon finished 12th or something last year.
No, but they were strong.
It's
Collingwood-
always a closer game, but they're going to win.
And
Remember
Collingwood-
Essendon was like flying at the start of last year?
This is a huge
Oh,
month
yeah,
for the
true.
Pies.
Big month for the Pies, Flan. Let's talk us through it.
Well, they got the Bombers, Anzac
Bobby.
Day, and then they got Geelong, Freo away, and then the Crows.
Big
That's
month.
a
Yeah, it's
massive month.
So if they can get 3 out of those 4 wins, or even 4 out of 4, that sets them up for a big.
Well, they're already going to be on top after tonight. Brisbane could slide as low as 5th. They were on top before this game. Collingwood jump into first. Their percentage takes a massive jump too. So they're in prime posse heading into that Anzac Day clash. No one
Yep.
can overtake them in first. So
Yeah, huge. Move on to Brisbane. It's been a bit of a dull night for them, but you got to give Collingwood the credit with the game.
Mids have just got smashed.
Yeah.
Yeah, my fantasy boys haven't done a lot, which I'm Supercoach boys.
Will Ashcroft's only had 12.
See, Cam Rayner's had 2 goals, 9 dozzies, but I feel like he's been having a crack tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, McCluggage his last few weeks he's been having 27s, 28s, 29s. He's had 20 tonight. Dunkley's had a couple of, high 20s, 28s, 29s, 30s. He's only had the 20. Zorks has been having massive games. He's only had the 20.
And McCluggage has been nearly the best Supercoach player in the comp, and he's only had 20 as well.
That's it. So, yeah, the Pies midfield's absolutely smashed them, following up from beating Sydney's midfield last week.
What about you said this pre-game as well? Collingwood had 4 players averaging over 20, was it, or 25?
Yeah, I think they had 5 players.
5
so,
players,
yeah.
and then Brisbane had like 10, and none of them have even hit it.
Well, it's the same ones again.
Yeah.
They've gone over 20 for Collingwood, and they've done the job again. So,
Brisbane, I think they'll be okay. They don't need to peak this time of year anyway.
Nah.
yeah.
You could say it's a blip on the radar, but again, we're round 6 of the season. It's not too crazy. Another spot they did lose the contest as well. In the rucks, Darcy Cameron,
Yeah.
30 hit-outs.
She's on fire.
Big
Darcy.
O, only the 17 hit-outs. And then Mason Cox, chip, pinch hitting in with 7 hit-outs
See,
as
he's
well.
had some... Mason Cox, what do you think about that? He's had some good marks, but missed 2 pretty easy goals.
Yeah.
But not just missed them, sprayed the...
And
sprayed
floating
them.
back and giving away a few free kicks. Look, there needs to be that aggressor in the team, and
Yeah,
there
you'll be able
needs
to
to
back
be.
it up with...
Yeah. Well, I think Craig McRae almost backs him in, and
We heard how big Collingwood's next month is. Brisbane's next month isn't as quite as difficult. They've got the Saints, Gold Coast. That Q clash is going to be huge. North, Melbourne. So
They should get them done as well.
Yeah,
they should at least
win most
win
of those.
two out of
3
4,
3 out
yeah.
of 4, 4 out of 4 really.
Yeah.
There you have it, boys. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and
stream.
anyone listening, make sure you subscribe to the podcast feed and also the YouTube channel if you listen to us live on stream now. We just hit up 401 subscribers, which is huge. We really, really appreciate it. Stat check will go through,
Yeah, we'll
and
go
before
through
we,
40
just after
seconds.
that as well, let's see who's playing next week, because we'll be back here on Thursday night next week as well.
Gee whiz.
Stat check.
Stat check. We've ticked everything off.
Except
but
Zorko.
unfortunately, Zorko is going to
25
leave
was
us
high.
5 touches short.
Is that the Daft curse?
I think it might be the Daft curse.
Is that a thing?
You've just made up a Daft curse.
Yeah.
But tune in next week to the game that we've got streaming, and it's going to be the D's and the Tigers. Anzac Day Eve, baby.
That is a
I
fire.
don't think I can make it that week, actually. I think I
Jesus.
will take the bins
That
out.
is
That's
that
gonna
is
be-
box office.
You know what we're going to be talking about on that? I'm going to bring in every NEFL stat from 2018.
It's going to be a 2-hour NEFL stream.
So Dill's going to bring in his NEFL Guernseys, his warm-up tops from the NEFL. He's going to bring a player in from Broken Hill as well.
It'll be a
He's gonna
Sammy
fly
Lionel
them up.
show, and it'll be the
You know
upset of the
actually
year.
who
It
was
will be.
who played with us in the NEFL was one of the guys that was on the recruit.
No,
Matty Eagle.
hang on.
No, I used to-
Johan Wagner?
Maybe.
Chris Morland?
I'll have to get the name because there was one from Broken Hill.
I only watched one.
Okay.
I only watched one season of Recruit, and it was the one with.
Do you remember Jordan Trelaw?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Trelaw, yeah. Yeah.
You know Matty Eagles?
Can you
Or
get on
Eagle,
the phone
what
with
is that, the
Jordan?
guy
Something
from
Eagle, yeah.
Eagle?
Brisbane.
He
Matty
was
Eagles.
playing for the Brisbane NEFL.
Yeah, well,
Well,
he
NEFL.
got listed.
he's the only player from the 2 seasons of Recruit to
To get
actually
on.
get AFL
Yeah, Eggsy
minutes.
does it.
Yeah.
Anyway, have we finished the pod?
Yeah.
I think
Done.
we're fine.
See you all next
guys.
week.
See you next
Yeah.
week.
See you. Thank you, guys.